Breaking news. You got to do what you got to do, Mr. Trump. Right? You got to get rid of them people. They were using your name. They were using bikers. They were using illegal people. You got to cover your tracks better, Mr. Trump. You got to cover your tracks more. Yeah, they were using everything here. Your name on. I wonder if they're looking at you for murder. Massive amounts of murder with this pedo biker gangs in America, whatever they are, drug dealers, traffickers, and witches and demons and goblins and all that stuff in the Delphi case and everything. You gotta and kill Bill, will you? Everyone is sick of being threatened by Bill, Bill, Bill. I made the movie Kill Bill once. Do we have to do it again? I guess so, Mr. Trump. I guess these people are not learning. But you gotta cover your tracks better, right? Especially on your government uh, funded properties and everything. You gotta, you got to. Nobody wants any malted milk, malt, whatever they're calling it. You got to cover your tracks better. Some of us, we're not going away, right? We're just not going away. So, what is the madness going on among us in this country? Complete madness. It ain't mine. Uh, I don't want it. Screw Bill, screw everyone, screw them. And they already did screw America once or twice already, so why not? But really, you're not doing a good enough job of covering your tracks. These things are leading back to you. Mike should have been gone a long time ago. I mean, who's really doing the madness? Right? If it ain't Chicago, it's Indiana. If it ain't Indiana, it's somewhere in America, right? So, who opened up the Pandora's box again just when I was starting to feel good? I want to thank Jesus. He got all them people out of me. Man, did I feel great. At least I knew now that it wasn't me the whole time. And it was these trespassers and people and madness that these people created. I have my own sins, right? Which are nothing compared to what these people have done. But it's just complete madness. So you got to do a better job. And you're just not. You got to put your foot down, right? Because they've already busted these guys and they're already running their mouths saying that they're working for you, this special thing, task force or something. Hey, I'm making movies here. That's about it. I'm making movies here. I ain't out doing it. These guys are doing it, and they're doing it, and you know you got to get rid of them, Mr. Trump. You can't. You're show there. It's weakness, Mr. Trump. I know there's hundreds of thousands of these people within our country, and most of them you're paying. See, they're getting a pension from our beloved Mother Green and the butt kicking machine. They're getting a pension and they're killing your people, right? Which are connections, they're saying, to the government, which now you have now fell in that line of category of termination and Hitler. Yeah, it's going to get ugly, Mr. Trump. I would say you should strike first in America and drop a nuke. Lord knows there's about 5 or 10 of them that are already here that were, well, because you guys didn't keep an eye on them, they were bought and sold from other countries. But their destination made it to where their destination belonged, and that was right here in America. Now you got to find them all. I know a couple of them went off already, and we tried to pull it off as it was an asteroid that exploded over America. But, well, let's just say these people are dumber than doornails. So you got to do your job with these people, Mr. Trump, even in this state and everything. They shabambled you, right? They went to a red state because they knew if they didn't, uh, they wouldn't get none of that money. And they just flip flop. Boy, they've been playing everybody in Indiana, haven't they? So what do you do, Mr. Trump? You're on the hot seat. Your board is on the hot seat. You're already, and we ain't even into this thing a year. I want to give a shout out to Cinema Shogun. He's right. 2025 is going to be a mad dog in the works. Massive amounts of casualties, but that's casualties of war. Who's the chomos you got here, Mr. Trump? I don't know. I would say do what you got to do, Mr. Trump. I would, we're going to support any president that's in there. That's our job as the United States citizens. Of course, when we bicker back and forth, uh, it's a divided country. It always has been. These people, well, they're dividing us. It's always been divided. Your system was designed to divide you. It was also there to protect you, but it's a three-headed quadruck, whatever they call it. So now we know that this country is guilty of witchery, sorcery, treason, child trafficking, meth. You don't want to admit the truth, Mr. Trump, that there ain't no meth coming in from anywhere. These people in the hills and everything are making their own family batch of meth and all kinds of stuff. You just can't come to the fact that your country is completely nuts. And they don't need any other country to supply them with drugs because they're cooking this shit up in their basement, garages, woods, everywhere. Who cares? Light them up. Like I said, there's 10 nukes out there in America that made their way back. Some in small briefcases, some the size of a warhead. What are you going to do about it? Right? You got to find them. And that's why our drones are out there sniffing around. So there's a lot of things you folks ain't going to know. Trump don't even know. Why? Because Trump don't have clearance. That's why. A lot of these presidents didn't have clearance to know what we know. And that alone is pissing them off. And what are they doing? They're just going through everything, changing everything, just causing as much trouble as they can. Because they're mad because we designed our military now and put a thing in place where the military don't have to respond to any of you politicians anymore. And you're mad, you're upset. But see, when you people are nuts, I can't let you run anything. And you folks are nuts. Now, a lot of people are already complaining that the Epstein files is cleared of a whole bunch of people's names, which they know already in FBI and CIA that these people were there at Epstein's and good friends with them. Now, this is mysterious, right? That's what they're saying now. Very mysterious, right? How come this stuff ain't in there, but all this other stuff was? I don't know. Wow, there was a new video this morning. Woke up, and Gene Hackman, right? they upped the body count of the bodies that were found underneath his house and his tunnels and everything. I mean, you're looking at probably 2,000 people maybe down there. Who knows? Well, like I said, Mr. Trump, it looks like Texas is the only one with balls that put all these biker clubs and outlaw biker clubs and everything on a terrorist list. So Texas is going out there and starting to get rid of these dudes. Well, Texas is their own country, really. I mean, it's just as big as anything around here. So, and they already warned the government, don't mess with Texas. And like I said, when I was younger, I was out in Texas for a couple months working, and it was pretty cool. It was dry. It was kind of flat. Not too much out there. A lot of liquor stores and stuff. But at that time, you were able to. The passenger in a car was able to drink, so that was pretty cool. I think at that time you were allowed to drink and drive. Well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. What could I do? An advisor? Uh, I don't know. As you catch these guys, take their pensions from them. And they're getting threatened. We're getting threatened with these people from Chicago now. Now they're coming to me. You think Chicago could have done something like that? Well, not the Italians. It's possible if these dudes had connections with biker clubs or whatever and meth and stuff, and then it's possible that Chicago could have done that. But I don't know. There was a lot of people saying it was someone from Chicago that did the hits, uh, and it very well might be, right? Who knows? I know it was no one I know because we weren't raised like that. So, but that's what happens with. That's exactly what we think it was. Was these guys were all friends down there. Even Keegan Klein was friends with these people. Knew some of these clubs or whatever they were. Ah, drugs, probably. Can you get them all with Rico? Can you get them all with Rico Suave? Right? They might be able to. You got drugs, prostitution, it's everything, right? Wars, murders. Well, that's up to you, Mr. Trump. I got stuff to do. Uh, God bless America. God bless everybody. And yeah, 2025 is going to be crazy. And I don't know who sent it back to me just when we got rid of it. I think it is a curse, Mr. Trump, President Trump. I think it is a curse and some witches. And we already did the movie Kill Bill. But you know what? We might need to do a couple. We might have to kill a couple Bill movies. Now, Mr. Trump, we want to talk to you about this affiliation and association with this small town out here, Lagrange, Indiana. These places that are Section 8 housing or equal opportunity housing or whoever's running the show out here. No, it was a very bad mood for them to bring in people and try and figure out what was going on out here, right? Uh, we already knew they were crazier than coon poop. But I hope your investigation, sir, got down to some real good stuff of why these people did what they did. And, I think you made a good call of staying away from the tattooed ones because a lot of these people are saying it's the tattooed ones. We're getting attacked from another country through these people. I don't know what to tell you, Mr. Trump. Right? But here's the thing: the people stand with you. Or at least they're letting you believe they stand with you, and they're going to put you on the chopping block. We're not sure. Phew, I'm glad not to be in that situation, any of this mess. And once again, Mr. Trump, with all the crazy madness going on and all these people and all the, we got to go through all the testing again. A lot of people are saying, uh, they were scammed and stuff. Yeah. Who knows whose kids these kids are? Who knows? We don't know. For all we know, it's the biggest trafficking ring that was brought from England, which they had a big problem in London. Big, huge problem. Huge. And now it's made its way over here, Mr. Trump. I don't know. Maybe that's something that Mr. Ted Nugent, Uncle Ted, was talking about. This ain't Britain. It's America. Yeah, you're right. Oh, well. Now, Mr. Trump, I want these people that have tore my family apart, infiltrated my family, stole millions from me. I got a couple moles myself, Mr. Trump, inside my family. I know how you feel, sir. But just like I let you do things that you wanted to do, we want to do things that we want to do. And I don't know who sent these demonic demons or madness. To me, it ain't mine. But I can't have it. It's messing up too much. It's just messing up too much. So I'm gonna have to get these people out of my country, Mr. Trump. Like I always said, our problem don't lie in other countries. It lies here in America. And I know you don't want to see it, sir. None of us wanted to see it. But just like everything else, Mr. Trump, every photo that was sent to your Congress wasn't mine. Right? Where'd it come from? Came from old Hunter and his little swanky swanks. So I agree with you, Mr. Trump. It's just madness. It's complete madness. Right? Send them diseases back to the White House. Send them to these women that were being used by them. They're not our diseases, Mr. Trump. Send them back to the hunters or whoever they are, Bill, whoever. But we, the people, don't want their madness. We got enough madness with all these things going on in our country, Mr. Trump. We really don't need these people in our country. What we need is doctors, nurses that are not here to kill. Well, I know what you're saying, Mr. Trump. How can that be possible? Well, probably because most of these women are dating gang members, bikers. Yada, yada, yada. That's their protection, Mr. Trump. You know what protection is all about, don't you? Now I'm getting attacked by something right now because I'm talking about it. That's why these nuclear weapons were placed in America. That's why they did what they did. Now I understand, Mr. Trump. I didn't understand. I was so upset. I was so mad. How could you be doing this to our people? How could you be doing this to our country? But then when they showed me all the evidence and the madness, Mr. Trump, I agree. I agree 100%. You got to get rid of these people. There's no way around it. The witchery, the sorcery, the more they do this, the more the death that will come upon them. The more they attack me, the more death will come upon their lands. Right? Compliments of Jesus, right? We're not, Jesus ain't playing around, folks. So it's just going to get worse, Mr. Trump. It's going to get a lot worse. You know it. I know it. We all know it. The other countries are getting ready for it. We're all getting ready for it. The big kaboom, the big bang, the big thing that's created it all. Well, whatever you need, sir, you just let us know. Ah, if you need us to hit the buttons, we're all ready. But send that madness back to Chicago. That ain't our madness, right? No, we got our own malted milk shake maker out here. We don't need any of it from Chicago. No, I'm not a. We don't get into the inbreds. No, my family consists of me, so I don't get into the whole gay thing, and I don't support it. No. Why did they attack me? I don't know, but they attacked me, and that's their problem, Mr. Trump. And I imagine they'll probably try and take you out again or whatever because you're not supporting this whole thing. A lot of these people are mad because now they won't get their breast assist fixed or uh, a vagina, right? Where they once had a penis or something. Who knows? But the madness is real, Mr. Trump. They're evil. Eviler than crap. I've been watching a lot of documentaries. They're saying they come in twos, twins or whatever. Who knows? Who really cares? Who knows? But like you, Mr. Trump, I'm being stalked. And there's certain things I do because I'm being stalked by these people. Well, I'm sorry. We had to put a couple of them in the ground, Mr. Trump. I'm really sorry. Right? If you've been watching my channel, we've been praying to God, don't make us do this because we will do it. If you put us in a corner and you're gonna poke a stick and everything, we're gonna light it up. Which we did. There's no, I mean, what proof do you want? You got the wrong guy to hire the job, to do the job. And you should have hired me because I am the ball buster that busted your boy's balls. Yeah. And I'm going to continue to bust balls in this country, also with heads. And we're going to do a lot of stuff, Mr. Trump, because it's a war that these people created, not me. I'm a retard, remember? I'm dumber than a doornail. So, yes, we had to put some of them in the ground, and there's going to be about another 50 coming that are going to be meeting the maker, Mr. Trump. On your orders, from what they're saying. Well, here's what I can say America's going to change. It's got no choice. Now, this country has a lot of work to do. Where are all them nukes gone? Who knows? We know this much. They're in America. I don't think there's really anything you could do about it. You might want to hunt down Bill and find out what's going on. Enough people are getting attacked by these people or whatever. Right? You might want to ask some of these Delphiers or whatever what's going on down there, Mr. Trump, with this whole thing. You might want to ask Mikey and Gina. We're living a bell, bam, bam. You might want to ask Bon Jovi. Well, because it's my life, Mr. Trump. And it's now and never. Well, hell, I ain't going to live forever, so we're going to get what's mine. Like I said, I'm tired of making this country billions. Well, Mr. Trump, like I said, we did our job for you. Some of them had to go into the ground, and there's going to be more probably. But they're saying it was done for your country. And maybe so. Maybe so. But there's bodies scattered all over Indiana, sir. Plagues running wild. We did go ahead and do some searching around here. We did find a bunch of mosquitoes, like you were saying, Mr. Trump, in the front of the building. And what do you think they're doing? Do you think they're maybe producing killer mosquitoes on these government properties, or what's up with the mosquitoes up in front of the building? I don't know. It's probably what is it, malaria or whatever they're doing or something, or I don't know. But thanks for warning us. We're out here looking and finding all kinds of stuff in this small little town. Don't try and look for that guy that got into the military cadets school that used to be out here, Mr. Trump. I don't think you'll find that guy. I really don't think you'll find that guy, Mr. Trump. And I don't think you'll find a couple of them cops that were corrupt too either. But they did it for you, Mr. Trump. Why? Well, because we just don't like people like that in this state no more. People don't care about anything anymore. Authority. We ripped the cover off of the book and threw it out the window, Mr. Trump. So they did their jobs. We did what we had to do for our country, our fellow men. And like I said, I'm going to make this country a lot of money, Mr. Trump, because half of these people, half of the population in this country are law abiding people. The other half are madmen, trained killers from our own beloved Mother Green and butt kicking machine. But at one at a time, they will get them. Now you want to lock them up. The people want them shish kebabbed. I don't blame them. Not one bit. And we want their pensions pulled from our military, and we want all kinds of stuff. I don't care. At one time I was in the military, and you took that uniform off and you broke the laws, and terrorized and use your training to terrorize and create dark cells, black cells, all kinds of terrorist cells. So as we catch these people, we'll be taking their pensions, Mr. Trump. And they won't have nothing but a good old time in prison, where it seems like you've made a prison like a five-star hotel, Mr. Trump. These people are killing just to go back in and hang with their homies because, well, it's a five-star hotel in there. They got satellite phones, they got cell phones, they got YouTube, they got more cable channels than I'll ever have. I mean, just the numerous things they have in these places. It's like a five-star hotel. Some of them said that you might come in and rehab all these prisons into all gold faucets and all kinds of stuff. It's just unbelievable. No, you just keep them pardons coming, Mr. Trump, and we'll keep putting them in the ground, whether they were trained or not. Well, you hired me to be a tough guy, and I did my job. I'll have the pardons ready and the money. That's all I can say. I don't know. We did what we had to do. Right now, I know you want Chicago. Chicago's become a very bad place. I'm from Chicago. I'm kind of used of the stinking garbage and the madness. But our problem is not Chicago. It is the people that lie within Chicago. That is the problem. You hired me to write the movie. The movie is unbelievable. God dang. Spielberg's even called, going, "No, we want in on this." Nah, I don't know. Ordered special effects from Spielberg, and all I got was 50 guys with a bunch of flashlights running around in the field. So I don't know about that. I say we got enough for a great movie, Mr. Trump. If not, another Oval Office TV show, a series. Well, hell, these people even stole my face in life, right? Like I said, Mr. Trump, we're prepared in this little town. We got nothing against these bikers. We didn't start the fire. It ain't my problem. And we got to do what we got to do to protect our town, Mr. Trump. Do you understand? So, yes, there are things put in place. If it gets crazy, not even this town, the next town over where it's just as crazy, where they were inoculating people, Mr. Trump, Angola, Indiana, which is similar to Angola, the prison, but not in Indiana. So I agree. Me and Elon been getting a lot of threats from out here. People, they're going to kill us, and this, they're going to do this, and the Masons are coming, and all kinds of. Well, I don't know what to tell them. Every dog has their day, and every country folds. And they don't want the American bullcrap in their countries, and I cannot complain with them. It is the three-headed quagga, a beast in America. Tentacles. They're talking about tentacles. Ah, I love octopuses. I was raised on octopusy. But I can tell you what, these tentacles that they put in talking about Mr. Trump in America, we got to chop the tentacles off. Now, we can do this surgery in America, Mr. Trump. We can do the surgery on this octopusy and cut the tentacles right off of it if you want, sir. Precision we can do, or we can make it messy and jagged and ugly. But the tentacles got to go in this octopusy that has teeth and it's eaten every man up alive. It's got to go. Now, some say I'm a good surgeon. I don't know nothing about that. I am good at an imagination and creating movies, even music and madness. But it's not my madness. I didn't create it. To me, it's just a movie. It always was. To these people in your country, Mr. Trump, it's what they do. Pillage, rape, and destroy. So all I can do is write it down in a song, Mr. Trump. All I can do is make a movie about it. I can't do what these people are doing and using your name to assault and do these things is flabbergasted. I imagine they'll all hang high in Shangri-La. Now, as far as Bill goes, I have no idea. Just another madman running the streets. I'm the one with the disability. I'm the one that is an idiot. And if I figured it out, don't you think the people sitting with the red buttons figured it out? Now, I can't give anybody any classified information. My beloved Mother Green and Buck Kicking Machine is in its own entity, programmed to designed to protect the country and the people. And they have to do what they have to do. And Elon's right. I do agree with Elon. We don't need humans no more to fight a war. And soon we will have enough equipment built where we won't need American humans to fight a war. Our machines will do it for us, not putting my people in any harm's way. I would also like to bring up some other people that I would like to bring in to work on this project, who I think are very great people, talented people, who should have been working together a long time ago. And they're music men, but geniuses, very intelligent people. Now, a lot of people said, "How did you do all this on your own, Johnny?" I had no choice. I had to do it on my own. I could not risk anyone getting any blueprints or documentation. There was nothing I could do but do it myself. And the mountain that you stand on, President Trump, was formed, shaped, and molded by me. And our capabilities of military technology. The retard that everyone said was nothing is the one that created the mountain and the rock that this country stands on. And if we have to, we'll blow it all apart again and start over. Because that's what we do in the suburbs in the country. Now, what are you going to do about these people that have committed these atrocities of crimes against people and used your name, Mr. Trump, and used God's name to inoculate these people in Indiana and get them sick? That's why I don't need you humans no more. And we're bringing in other countries and other doctors and nurses. Why? Well, because them doctors were married to people that were bad. Them nurses were dating some chomalos, very bad people that were killing people, Mr. Trump. Oh, I'm sorry, you got the wrong medication and died. It's horrible. Now, I want these things that these people sent taken off of this property, taken out of my family and their properties. You paid me to do a movie. We gave you tenfold of a movie. You probably got 20 movies in one. But that's what we do on this channel, Mr. Trump, President Trump. Elon knows who I am. Elon knows everybody. What do we do? Nothing. Write it out. Most of these people weren't even in the military, but yet they're getting pensions. How? I don't know. Same way they're getting Social Security. Somehow, Mr. Trump, they keep delivering us right back to our enemies. I have to refill my coffee, Mr. Trump. I'll be right back, sir. I know you probably have a button you push and you got coffee. Not around here. Although I am working on a robot that I might be able to push a button and get my own coffee. Now, I got people trespassing on me right now, Mr. Trump. I don't know what it is, or they're poisoning us, whatever it may be. But I want you to know, sir, I did what I had to do in this country for our families, for our country. God had nothing to do with it because God is love, peace, which you folks couldn't give us. He's the biggest war chief in the world. He's bringer of the light and healing. God had nothing to do with it. I'll be right back. I'm going to refill my coffee. All right, I'm back, sir. Well, President Trump, like I said, we did what we had to do. Once again, don't blame the creator. He had nothing to do with it. If only, maybe he did, and I didn't know it. Maybe that's how I broke through everything. It was only because of God. It might have been, but I bring none of that down on thy God Almighty, the King of Kings. Maybe he did it through me. I'm not sure. Maybe he allowed me to do it because it needed to be done. But whatever the reasons are, I want to give another shout out to Texas. Can I get a big woo woo? Well, because they're their own kind. They're taking it into their own hands, and you should have followed through. You should have. A lot of us should have said, you know what? They have a point. We're tired of the madness, no matter what it is, where it came from. So I agree. Although there's a couple crazies out there trespassing on me and trespassing on a lot of people. I don't know. They call him the White Wizard or whatever, Mr. Trump. We're really getting tired of this President Trump, of these fairy tales and magic and curses and everything, sir. We really are. But like I said, Mr. Trump, they're attacking this problem head on. Any outlaw biker club in America is fair game now. Now, I know what they're going to do, Mr. Trump. We know that. There's going to be an uproar. They're going to try to kill a bunch of people. They're going to go, Mr. Trump, we put these things in place in America. Yes, there's a lot of stuff missing from the wars and everything, but this stuff is all right here in America, strategically patterned and placed just for this reason. And then we're going to hit them with death from above, sir. And there's going to be millions and millions gone. But this is what we had to do to reassure that there ain't nobody, and I mean nobody, besides the King of Kings, God Almighty, that is going to survive on this earth after we're done. So we are going to make peace with China. We're going to make peace with Japan, Russia, Ukraine. The Europeans, we're going to make peace with everybody, and everything's going to go back to normal. as we hunt down these madmen that created the delusions and the sorcery and the witchery and all this crap that they can't let die. God almighty, 1,000 years ago, these people want to live. I'm a great God of the war. The God that they worship is the God of war and devils and madmen and rapists and pillages. Has no place in the greatest country in the world, America, where we only worship God and Jesus. But then again, there are complaining about that, Mr. Trump. So what is on my books right now is total elimination of their religions and their ideology gods. Who is God? The one that holds the most dangerous toy in the world. And it just so happens it's the United States at this point. So you paid to get a movie, I gave it to you. You paid me to do a job, we did it to protect our country. These things were put in place to make sure that our people ain't ripped off and scammed by the same people that we put on pedestals. I don't care if you did 5 tours in NAM. If you came home and took off your uniform and created your own psycho circus terrorist cell, you have no right to have any pension or anything given to you from the American citizens. And now that we opened up their eyes and drew back the curtains, and they're like, but these are our own people. How could they do that to us? Well, because we put them on pedestals. We believed that they were military. They took an oath to protect this country and our families no matter what at all costs. Not to become drug dealers, tyrants, terrorists, and madmen of clubs and dark secret offices and societies. I can no longer support any of this madness that is going on in America, Mr. Trump. Elon knows exactly what I'm talking about, Mr. Trump. So we did what we had to do to reinsure America's hold friendships with other countries. I've got you idiots on camera saying it was China, 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 Russia, Russia, Russia. Wanted to go to war. I think you know who some of you folks are. When I told you we're not going to war with Russia and we're not going to war with China unless you people are trying to push it. And therefore, you put my people, my children, my country in harm's way. You sent your kids to become military men, not to go ahead and protect this country so you can ride on the backs of the American taxpayer money and be a big shot. And then you got out and you went right into your clubs and gangs to rape and pillage the country. I see no glory there, President Trump. I'd come to the White House, sir, but I don't even own a suit. And you could bet your butt I'd be wearing a suit if I went to my people's house. But as much partying that has gone down within our Oval Office and our Congress and Senate halls and offices, I might as well show up there in a concert t shirt, a pair of gym shoes, and jeans with a bag of dope and maybe some cocaine and to get the party going around there because that's when anybody comes up with anything good or does any kind of progress. Now, I'm going to run this country one day here soon because I'm next in line in my blood, in my anointings, in my royal blood. Now, you know, only certain people are allowed to make it on that list to run this country, Mr. Trump, and my name is right there at the top next. People are saying, throw the kid in, he knows more, and he's a ball buster. And I will run on we the people, the poor, the working man, the one that got calluses on their feet from standing all day, the people that serve us food, which they're killing us. Some of them are within the food district. How do you think all this madness is happening? We're going to bring back food inspectors that are going to be on site every single day, 24/7. Well, not 24/7, but why that store or restaurant is open, that government food inspector will be there to make sure everything is being done properly and the food is cooked properly. Uh, I'm going to run on what you folks failed to do. The citizens are the most powerful thing in the world. And I'm not talking about the citizens that are wiping and cleaning and raping and pillaging. I'm talking about the citizens that are sitting at home, going to work each day, come home and they sit, watch TV, fall asleep, get up, do the same thing every single day. Slaves. We're doing away with slavery. And the UP and the UK and all of them owe us money. Why? Because we were slaves. And my ancestors were slaves. And now we got the DNA to prove the white man was the slave first. How do you like it, the rest of you minorities? We were the first ones they took to Egypt, to Africa. It just so happens 1,000 years later, the same thing was done to rescue people. Every race and creed was a slave. Get it through your heads. And we were never reimbursed for it. Why? Well, because we're white. And it is what it is, and we pick up and we moved on. But if you're going to pay them, then you're going to pay the white man because we were treated 10 times worse. We were put on racks and tortured. Our intestines twirled up on a twig like a shish kebab, like a rotating chicken. Where's our slave money? And it happens to be today the white man is still a slave. Where's our money? Now, like I said, Mr. Trump, we place these things within our government, within our country, to reinsure my people and the citizens of America come first. You paid me to write a movie, and I gave you 20 movies in one. Much like the movie with Jodie Foster, Contact. I gave you a movie print, a blueprint within a blueprint within a blueprint within a blueprint of the most incredible thing ever. Madness, you say? Well, Mr. Trump, I swam through oceans of crap. And I wallowed in rivers of shit. And here I am. We did what we had to do. Keep the pardons coming. And we will continue on our quest of truth and to create the greatest movie ever in the world. We're right on schedule. Who is Bill? I don't know. We killed him. And I can tell by the way my society and my viewers and my fans are screaming out, they need another Kill Bill. We'll see what we can do. Now, a lot of these people are rolling on the Mother Hubbard and the Seven Dwarfs and the pill factory and the cocaine and the madness. We're going to have to bind these people and hunt them down, Mr. Trump, because the devil went down to Georgia and he was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind, Mr. Trump. He was running out of time. And he sold all of his bags of pills. So the war, within the war, because now we got these people that are trying to turn it into politics. It's not politics, Mr. Trump. They're drug dealers. I know what you're saying. A little old lady and her 7 kids living in a shoe. Boo hoo hoo. But one of the most craziest psychological madmen, probably related to Manson himself, which a couple of them look like it, I'm not sure. But we must also get away and get rid of this Manson family, and not only in Indiana, Kentucky, and numerous places. We've done our job out here. Don't bother looking for the bodies in the fields. You're not going to find them. They've been put through the machine. Fed to the cows and pigs. and the war goes on in America. Once again, you hired me to do a job. My job is done. I'll be expecting payment, equipment, and I want to purchase about 3 or 4 of our military bases. Now, Mr. Trump, I'm so rich. I'm even above the Forbes 500. But us truly rich, we don't broadcast it. See, I'm a child of God, and my money will never run out. Now, you hired me to do a job, I did it. You can thank me later, Congress, Senate. I want to give a shout out to Jim Jordan, Bernie Sanders, Bobby Kennedy, some of the fine, beautiful women down there in Congress and Senate. Pentagon. I want to give a shout out to our Mother Green and the butt kicking machine, the United States, all 4 or 5 branches, and the other 7 that this country has no idea. For if it wasn't for you, none of this would have been possible. I want to thank all you crazies out there that gave us enough material to do enough movies for the rest of our lives. I want to thank a lot of you people who thought you were somebody, but after you got hit with death from above, you were nobody. And I've always said you got to be somebody before you can be a nobody. And if you're a nobody, you got to do something to be a somebody. Because everybody loves somebody sometimes. I think that's an old Bing Crosby song. Everybody, something like that. But anyways, you get the point. My job is done. My tour is done for this beloved Mother Green and the butt kicking machine. You have the movies. You have the product. I'll be awaiting payment. Once I do, I will contact all these places that I consider me a retard and let them know I made it, and I still will get a check from them because, most of these government people working today have disabilities and they're making hundreds and thousands of millions, and they still get a Social Security check, and that's what me and Elon are sitting back going, Jesus, this guy brought in 30 million, but he just got a check from Social Security. $1,000. I mean, but they are entitled to it because they paid into it, right? Well, we're going to find out everything. This supercomputer and everything. We'll find out. But even if I become rich, I'll still get Social Security or disability, right? Well, because our families and their families and our families paid into it. And the only ones that have the entitlement to that is the families of the people that paid into Social Security. Now, I got things to do around here today, Mr. Trump. I got more laundry to do and got to clean this place up. I got to get rid of this curse or whatever these people brought here or wherever I went. Picked up some bad jujubes. And no, I'm not talking about the Jewish people. Bad juju, not Jews. Good God, I can't believe what kind of a mess these people have created. Well, I want to thank all the branches for giving me clearance to go ahead and go in and get Clarence out and to bring Clarence back to America. So now we have Clarence. To Clarence. And that is what my mission was in the first place. So I want to give a big shout out to Clarence for having the clearance to do what we did. Thank you, Clarence. Now, my job is done, Mr. Trump. I got to get out of here. I hope I got the clearance to leave because I'm the one that went in and saved Clarence and brought him back so we can use Clarence to get Clarence. So I got to leave, so I need clearance. Thank you, sir. If you need anything else from me, President Trump, you just let me know. Now, we're hunting down these madmen that so-called said they worked for you. Done very bad things. I don't think they really let you know, Mr. Trump, what they've done. We'll fill you in later, sir. I'm sure you're going to just trust me on this one because once again, I did go in and bring out clearance because we couldn't have clearance to get to some of these things, Mr. Trump. And me and my team went in and rescued Clarence, brought him back to the United States. Now I got clearance for everything. It's another day. Does it ever end? No. People are like, are you going to sleep? Maybe next year. Maybe the year after that. There's no time for sleep. They're sleeping when you're dead. I'm alive. We'll sleep when I get tired, when the brain shuts down. Then I'll sleep. Till then, we're on the hunt for some of you YouTubers. Now, I know you put a hit on me, some of you YouTubers out there, but Mr. Trump has given me the clearance because I am the one. My team is the one that went and saved Clarence. And now I own Clarence. And now I got the clearance to do whatever I want. Ain't that right, Clarence? Yeah. That's good, boy. Go sit down. Now, you folks have a great day. Mr. Trump, if you need me, Pentagon, Congress, Senate, Oval Office, and you single women in Oval, you just let me know. You just give me a call. I'm here when you need me. You folks have been watching the Johnny Kramer Music Movie Channel. When they said it couldn't be done, we did it. When they said that they didn't want it done, we did it anyways. God bless you all, and let the movies continue. Amen.